Hey everybody, Chris Finney here from Mutrix Finney, and I wanted to take this opportunity to talk with you a little bit about scar injuries. There are several varieties of scar injuries. Typically, what you're going to see first and foremost are dog attacks or animal attacks, domesticated animal attacks, really. These can be ranging from pockmark bite marks to the cheeks and face, to the arms, hands, lips, things like that, to long lacerations that can require significant stitching. It all depends on the size of the animal, the ferocity of the attack, how long the attack lasted, and how big or little the subject is who's been attacked. Typically, you're going to see catastrophic dog bites or animal attacks on smaller children. Young boys, young girls who suffer a bite to the face, usually over the mouth. They'll get a bite over the mouth, which can cause significant facial scarring and also large lacerations around the head and the ears that can be significant and require significant intervention. You're also going to see a scarring from burns. And the burns that we are seeing and most people are seeing are going to be chemical burns or fire. Chemical burns are going to be probably the most prevalent because of things like laser hair removal, chemical treatments on your face, things that happen in spas, things that happen in medical offices. They can have significant effects in burning throughout your face and things like that, or your back, or other parts of your body. They can be pretty painful and they can be pretty significant. They cover large parts of your body, and it also can have serious implications with sun exposure. The other type of, or the third type of scar we typically see is going to be from the result of a crash or an injury or a fall. Your typical type of thing where you can get glass that has punctured the face, punctured any parts of the body, those types of things, a sharp object that creates a significant injury. Whether it's metal, like glass, like I said, or some other type of material that will break the skin in such a manner that it leaves a very significant mark that needs to be addressed. Now, the next question most people have is, all right, have this injury, have this scar, how do we treat it? Typically, it's going to take at least a year before the plastic surgeon is going to really know what type of treatment, or if there is any treatment that can be done to fix the problem. The reason is these scars typically have a keloid that forms. And a keloid is like a raised bump. Most of you probably have had it if you have surgery. It can be sensitive at first, and then it'll kind of deaden. It's kind of a hard little bump of skin. It can also, you won't have sensitivity. We've had a few people who have had keloids form under their lips or around their lips as a result of a scar, and you can't feel it. You can't feel it hot, cold, anything. Now, once the surgeon can kind of evaluate what needs to be done to fix the problem, then we can start figuring out a way, all right, is this possible? And how much is it going to cost? Because scar revision surgeries can be very expensive, and a lot of times they are deemed to be cosmetic, and your health insurance may or may not cover them. So it's really important that you get to a lawyer and talk about them. The other thing that I kind of was mentioning was we may not even be able, the surgeon may not even be able to help you when it comes to a scar. The reason is if there's a very jagged scar around a thin piece of skin, take if you have scars around your lips. We had a jagged scar of a client who was bit by a dog right above her lips. Those can be significant issues as well because they can't be easily fixed. It almost will cause more damage for a surgeon to go in there and try and fix the scar than it would to just be leaving it alone. So the types of things that we're looking at when you get these scars is not only the medical expenses and things like that, but all the other visual things that you're going to have to live with. PTSD is a common one. If you see a poor young girl who's been bitten or suffered a scar on her face, it's pretty significant, and it can affect them throughout their whole life. So it's important that we kind of take in all these factors for each case, figure out the best plan of treatment for you, make sure that you're getting that treatment, and you've had all the options presented to you. And then on our end, we work towards finding a resolution. Now, when it comes to finding a resolution, we are looking typically at a homeowner's insurance policy or an auto insurance policy, or what's called a CGL, commercial general liability policy, if it happened at a business. If a dog injures you, it is common that that dog will be covered by the owner's homeowner's or renter's policy. There is no geographical limitation to these policies. So, at least now there's not. If you're injured by a dog at, say, the park, we have a park right off the side, that owner's still responsible. If you're injured at their home, owner's still responsible. If you are injured at a friend's house by somebody else's dog, the owner's still responsible. Typically, the owner of the dog is responsible, and the owner of the property could be responsible if they knowingly allowed a dangerous condition to exist on the premises. So that's why there's a whole bunch of factors that need to be looked at and evaluated when we're dealing with these cases. First and foremost is getting the injured party back to where they should be. But secondly is also ascertaining what type of insurance coverage there is, the amounts of insurance, and getting all of that taken care of and fighting that fight on their behalf.